Be your own kind of beautiful. It's not just a slogan, it is a way of life for board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Carlos Mata of Natural Results. You are so passionate about what you do. Why?
Well, I think the ability to help people goes a long way. I know this is aesthetic surgery, but we still make people feel better about themselves.
And you believe in doing it naturally.
Well, I think that's the only way to do it. Because again, the reality is you want to be your own kind of beautiful. You want to look good in your skin, not someone else's skin, not someone else's body type, but your skin.
Right, and I'm sure when people come to you with these expectations that are wild and crazy, you talk them kind of into what fits their body type, right?
Always. I think the reality is it's you. It's not someone else. It's not someone on Instagram or Snapchat or any of those things. You can't go from this to this unless your bone structure says this. Then yeah, I can take this and make it this if that's what your bone structure allows. If not, then it's not really possible.
Right, and let's talk about your experience. You've been doing this quite a long time. Tell us a little bit about your experience and how you bring that expertise to each and every client.
Well, it took 14 years to become a plastic surgeon, which is quite a bit of time in terms of schooling and education. After that, I was in the military for 4 years, helping wounded warriors, helping military significant others, especially when the warriors are off at war. And then I did an entire year of cosmetics to do the pretty stuff, so to speak. And then now we've been here in the Valley for 3 years now.
And you do so much, not just here in the Valley, but globally. You have a passion and a compassion for the work that you do abroad. Tell us about that.
Well, every year I try to at least take one medical mission trip to basically do cleft lip and cleft palate surgeries or whatever surgeries kind of needed in third world countries.
And it's called Doctors Without Borders. How does that make you feel when you come back from one of those mission trips?
Well, I think it gives me the fire to keep doing what I'm doing every single day, because I think the reality is sometimes when we take care of patients that don't necessarily need it but want it, that's a different perspective versus the people that we take care of with Doctors Without Borders. They need the surgery.
Absolutely, and you do this all, just out of the goodness of your heart, which is so incredible. You talked a moment ago about social media. Boy, does that play such a big role in how men and women view themselves now through the eyes of not only social media but reality television. Dr. Scottsdale, that's who we're talking to today. You're all over social media. Tell us about this side of what you're doing now.
Well, I think the important part is educating people, and social media gives me the ability to show before and afters, show actual real life surgery. So you get to see what it's like beforehand, especially with me. So if you're considered surgery, you're like, I've seen that surgery 5 times, so I know exactly what's going to happen, and you get to follow along and see like, hey, wow, this is pretty interesting.
Right, it's at Dr. Scottsdale. That's his handle on social media, so we can watch you do some of these surgeries. Let's talk about some of these incredible treatments that you do, because you do the fast stuff, but you also do the in-depth stuff from, male boobs is what they call it, to liposuction. Talk about some of the treatments.
Well, I think the reality is I'm able to help people from head to toe in terms of the ability to basically look better. So we're able to treat gynecomastia, man boobs. We're able to do mommy makeovers where we're reconstructing breasts, doing liposuction, tummy tuck, doing Brazilian butt lifts. We're doing facelifts, eyelid surgery, the entire spectrum, even non-surgical, doing Botox and fillers and lasers and those kinds of things.
And tell everyone the importance of going to a board-certified plastic surgeon for any kind of treatment that you're going to do like this.
I think the important part is plastic surgery is expensive. When it's done poorly, it costs a lot more. So the reality is you need to go to somebody who has experience doing the procedures that you want or need and can give you the results that you're expecting to get, because that's the hard part, is finding someone you can trust, you feel comfortable with, that'll give you a result that you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, and more, right? More is sometimes better, but in this case, being you is even better than that.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Mata. And we are so happy to have Dr. Carlos Mata with us throughout the show today. He's going to be talking about several of those procedures that he offers there at Natural Results, and trust me, the results are stunning. But first, I want to talk to you about Doctors Without Borders. We saw some of those incredible pictures. You just got back from your medical mission. Welcome back. Where did you go this time?
Actually, I went to Guatemala, Antigua specifically, and basically we work at a church that's an orphanage and has a hospital there.
Right, and the picture that we saw, we're going to show right now, it just touched our hearts to see this. What did this little guy have done?
Well, actually, he had a burn scar, so basically his neck was kind of stuck to his chest, and so he couldn't do anything more than this. And so part of his surgery was to move some skin around his neck to allow him to have the flexibility to actually go left and right.
Yeah, you can feel the compassion that he has for you when he's touching you. Do you come back a changed man?
Always. And I think the hardest part is not being able to do more. You know, I go once, twice, sometimes 3 times a year, and that still never feels like it's quite enough to help as many people as I can.
And this is the team that you work with. Is it a different team each time, or do you all travel together?
It's a different team depending on the group. Sometimes I've had flight attendants help me do surgery because those are the volunteers.
Wow. It's incredible. It's incredible what you do. And one of the things that I love about you, and you always say this to me, Susan, I want to be transparent. My business is about transparency. What do you mean by that?
Well, usually I'd like to be upfront with people from the standpoint of cost, of expectations, of results. I will never promise somebody something that I can't deliver.
Mm-hmm. And you deliver a lot. You do a lot on social media as well. Why is that? How has that changed the game for you when you actually can do the treatments on live, Facebook Live? How has that changed?
I think it allows people to see real life. So some people on Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook can Photoshop their pictures. You can't really Photoshop live segments on Facebook Live or Instagram or Snapchat. They get to see real life results right then and there.
Right, and Dr. Scottsdale, who you kind of are on social media, is that a lot of fun for you?
It can be at times. It is a little bit stressful sometimes.
I would
because
have
again,
to imagine.
You know, part of this is we always try to maintain people's privacy. So sometimes when people come in with a lot of tattoos, it's kind of hide that. But people are okay with it for the most part.
And for those who come to see you, who really you cannot meet their expectations, what do you tell them?
I tell them the truth. I say that I just can't do something that's not really possible. I tell them I'm not God and I can't create something that's not possible.
And again, it's not a slogan. Be your own kind of beautiful. Do you talk them into something else and they're happy?
I hope so. I think I try to give them a result that they feel they're going to feel super happy with in terms of their body and their frame.
All right, well, we are just getting started. Natural Results Plastic Surgery. They are located at 11,000 North Scottsdale Road, Suite 100 in Scottsdale. You can book an appointment by calling 480-418-5300 or visit naturalresultsaz.com. And coming up a little bit later on the show, we're going to be taking you inside Dr. Mata's practice. We're going to show you a body sculpting treatment, giving patients high definition results. 3D, Terry.
I love